decisions to correct theology, liturgy, and communal practice, and deny any ultimate fundamental reality of racial distinctions. Members of communities experiencing the effects of race and empire in the rise of colonialism could also use mission as a creative response to changes in cultural life, developing new religious and cultural worldviews that would in turn reshape the practice of Christianity. Empire is another hugely powerful and symbolic concept. Here I define it simply as encompassing both direct political domination of one cultural or racial group by another, and the less obvious methods by which cultural and economic hegemony by one group over another is established and maintained, which is sometimes also called colonialism. The great century of Christian missions coincided with the high eras of American and European global expansion, leading historians to ponder the ways in which church and colonialism have been mutually shaped and the contradictions and complexities in this relationship. The Episcopal Church, among American denominations, has a very particular connection to the history of empire. The Church of England, the established national church of Great Britain with the monarch as its head, was planted wherever the British Empire went, including the early English-American colonies. Following the American Revolution, the colonial Church of England became the Episcopal Church, the first of many national churches arising from the creation and stuttering dissolution of the British Empire. The Episcopal Church then became entwined in the new American imperial project as part of American expansion, not always as a direct agent of political power, but following the political power which opened new fields for mission. As the Episcopal Church developed in tandem with empire in the modern era, it also developed in tandem with ideologies and practices of race. Modern racial ideologies and categories did not pre-exist modern European expansion, but largely arose in response to the experience of dominating other cultural groups through enslavement and colonization, and were intertwined from the beginning with religious and cultural marks of group identity. The earliest documented importation of kidnapped Africans to a life of enslavement in English North America occurred in Jamestown in 1619, an English colony firmly within the orbit of the Church of England. The colonial church in the Caribbean and the North American mainland colonies developed theologies and practices of Christian slavery, buttressed by racial practices and distinctions within the life of the Christian community. As slavery was carried over into the new political formations of the United States, so too were these racially based exclusions in the life of the new Episcopal Church. Racial ideologies continued to shift throughout the 19th and 20th century, sometimes in direct opposition to religious understandings of mission and relationships between human groups. When the Episcopal Church struggled, and it was very often a struggle to reach beyond whatever its boundaries were in a given moment, either demographic or territorial, it was thus crossing boundaries created by race or empire. Disciplinary complexities. As this book is intended to document the creation, policing, and crossing of boundaries, unsurprisingly it crosses disciplinary boundaries as well. Within each of the main disciplines here of American history, missiology, and global Christianity, engaging the history of the Episcopal Church through the lens of mission, race, and empire provides a revisioning or engagement of central issues in the discipline. Modern studies of mission history and world Christianity have emphasized the agency of local converts and the importance of contextualization and indigenization, as well as the intertwining and interdependency, the mutually transformative relationships that exist throughout the colonial era between metropole and periphery. The United States itself is originally a colonial periphery, and its transformation into